Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my reaction of the mid-season finale of Season 6 of Supernatural. The last episode that we watched was called Caged Heat, and Sam and Dean teamed up with Meg and temporarily Samuel to try and find Crowley because Crowley was killing off people that were loyal to Lucifer, i.e. Meg. We found out a bit more about Samuel, about why he's doing what he's doing, and that Crowley has promised to bring Mary back to life. The boys tried to reason with him and say, like, obviously this isn't okay, this is not what we do, and Samuel agreed to help, but as I guessed, it was a trap, and I just can't stand that character. I do understand why he's doing it, but I still think he's led by his head, not his heart, not his head, and like I said last episode, if he brings Mary back at the sacrifice of the boys, and she finds out, that's ultimately going to be worse for him because he'll have brought her back and she'll want nothing to do with him. She'll hate him because he killed her sons. So, don't like Samuel. Crowley died, but I'm still very suspicious of that. I don't believe that he did. I just think for someone, such a big character as Crowley, with all the big plot lines that they've introduced, like the purgatory thing, I don't see him being dead yet. I just don't see it. I could be wrong, but we'll have to wait and see if he comes back in this episode or at any point in the season, or if he is dead. It would shock me if he was, because it just seemed so out of the blue. But you never know with Supernatural, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. This episode is the mid-season finale, and it's called Appointment in Samara. So I actually looked this up, because I've not heard of that phrase before, and Appointment in Samara is a book from 1934. It's a novel by an American writer about the self-destruction of a character called Julian English, who's a wealthy car dealer, who was once a member of the social elite. I wouldn't know from any of that what the episode's about, but down below on Google it does say, what's the moral of the story? The Appointment in Samara. And there's a folktale called The Appointment in Samara that ends as a reminder that no one can escape death. And the novel Appointment in Samara represents the same message, but here death comes in the form of a choice. So I wonder if this episode was going to be about death, maybe Crowley's death, maybe someone important's going to die, but we don't have a lot of big characters in the show right now, other than Sam, Dean, Castiel, Bobby. Don't see any of them getting killed off though. Samuel could die, that would be fun. But I have no idea what it's going to be about. The mid-season finales are normally pretty intense, pretty big. There's either a big twist, a big development in the main storyline, a big death. Like last season we had the death of Ellen and Joe. I'm sure season 4, the mid-season finales, when we found out all about Dean's time in hell and the horrible things that happened to him. But let's jump into this season's mid-season finale and see what it's got in store for us. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know down below in the comments what you thought of the episode. And if you enjoyed my reactions to Supernatural Season 6. And if you want to take a look at the Patreon link down below, it has the full-length reactions to this episode, every episode of Season 6 so far, and a bunch of episodes ahead of YouTube. Let's jump into Supernatural Season 6, Episode 11, Appointment in Samara. Also, I'm recording this at the beginning of April, and it's the first day we've actually had a sun that's warm. Like, it's been really cold, like getting past winter, we've had a bit of sun, but it's always been quite cold, whereas now, it's quite warm today, which is really nice. I also forgot to mention that Sam's been, like, wavering over getting his soul back after the last episode. We really want him to have it back, because of what's happening to him. Initially he didn't care too much, then he wanted to, now he doesn't want it again.
I am, looking for...
Follow all the way back. All the way back.
Is this business a front for something bad? Freddy Krueger. Ah!
Must be Dr. Robert?
Hi, Doctor.
Son, I stitched up your daddy more times than I can count. Let me tell you. Oh, it's good to see you.
What are we doing here?
Ages ago, back when I still had my medical license. Right this way.
Oh, she's one of those backroom doctors that can't
Well, you know, I'm,
do it legally.
Now, you have done this a lot.
Oh, many, many times.
And your success rate?
Oh, excellent. Almost 75%. So, should
What are we
get
doing
the,
here?
Preliminaries out of the way? Would have thought you had something for your brother Sam.
What's happening?
If I don't make it back, nothing I say is going to mean a damn thing to him.
Don't make it back. Right, I'm scared.
Are we ready?
Any doctor that comes to you with a syringe like that.
No pulse.
Okay, so
No
they've
sinus rhythm.
killed Dean. And they're going to revive him in 3 minutes by the sounds of it. What's he looking for?
Mesora me voco qui me tetejet.
Dean? What the hell?
What do you know? It worked.
I was in the Sudan. What's with yanking me up?
She's
Why are you dead?
Tess, I need a favor.
Tess. She's in it before, right?
Your boss I need to talk to him. Can't or won't?
Both.
She might get killed, maybe.
Thank you very much.
Oh, Death's back.
Hello, Dean.
That made me jump for some reason.
I have something of yours.
You mean my ring? I recall loaning you that temporarily.
Well, if you want it back,
I'm sorry, you assume that I don't know where you've hidden it. Now we've established you have hubris, but no leverage. What is it you want?
I really like him.
Lucifer's cage. I figure you're one of the few people that can actually jailbreak it.
Maybe.
Do you?
Sam's soul is stuck in that box.
What do you think the soul is? Some pie you can slice? The soul can
Pizza
be blocked
pie.
and tortured, but never broken, not even by me.
Well, there's got to be something.
Maybe. I
What?
can't erase Sam's hell, but I can put it behind a wall, if you will.
A wall.
That sounds
In
like
his
a...
mind, a dam to hold back the tide. Nasty, those memories.
No.
You don't want to know what they'll do to him. Believe me.
Okay, a wall.
Because that just rings
But it's
bells
not
to me that
permanent.
at some point that wall's coming
That's
down.
right. Nothing lasts forever. Well, I do. Don't roll your eyes, Dean. It's impolite. Now, when you fetch my ring, put it on.
What?
Word.
I want you to be me for one day.
To be death.
Are you serious?
No, I'm being incredibly sarcastic.
Eva, adrenaline.
I love this guy.
I heard Cass and Crowley when they said it would either kill me or turn me to jello, Dean. I heard enough.
Jet said he
I wouldn't run it
could
by
put
Sam
a
anyway
wall.
because
Yes, a wall that basically you wouldn't remember.
he's not going to
hell.
listen.
No, it's not a cure. He said it could last a lifetime.
Great. So, playing pretty fast and losing
But
my
it
life.
won't.
I'm trying to save your life.
Exactly, Dean. It's my life. It's my life. It's my soul. And it sure as hell ain't your head that's gonna explode when this whole scheme of yours goes sideways.
I'm not gonna let you get hurt. I know what I'm doing here.
What if you're wrong?
I won't let it go wrong.
Fine.
Fine. So you're
So I'm trusting you here.
Okay.
Clearly.
you sure?
You're the one with the compass, right? Just don't mess it up.
I won't.
I'm really excited to find out what he has to do as Death.
Is this the part where you pull a gun on me and lock me in the panic room?
Do I have to?
No.
You sure?
Guess Dean's gotta do what he's gotta do.
That's what we all do, kid.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Wow.
Okay.
Just let any slack-jawed haircut be death these days.
Well, you're all charmed today, aren't you?
For the next 24 hours, you kill everyone whose number's up.
Well, how am I supposed to know who to...
Kill.
Yeah.
I have a list.
Let me see.
No. You touch them, they die, I reap them.
Oh no, there's got to be somebody that we
Clear?
know.
I need some advice.
Advice?
Angel advice.
Well, then go ask your boyfriend.
Cass can't help me. I need to know if there's a
I mean, I'd
spell,
watch it, I'm
a
not gonna
weapon,
lie.
anything that can keep a soul out forever.
No.
What's going on, Sam?
I don't want it.
No, you don't. No, because Michael and Lucy are hate banging it as we speak.
Can you help me?
Hate banging
Oh,
it.
yes. Calls for something very specific.
Great.
That's
What?
not good.
Patricide.
My dad's been dead for years.
To be clear, you need the blood of your father, but your father needn't be blood.
No, not Bobby.
Prende?
No. You even try and hurt Bobby, Sam. You even try. And I'm going to be
When people
raging.
die, they-
Oh, you think I'm kidding? And don't forget the drawer under the register.
I hope
Come
it's
on,
not the
move
cashier
it.
that dies.
Let's go! You idiot.
What? Fair. Absolutely fair. Go you. I would do the exact same thing.
He's in agonizing pain, right?
yes.
Good.
Give me a minute.
That's you when we went to California. You were 6 then.
find that.
The dad or the kid?
Kid.
Come on, what is she, 13?
She's 12.
Oh, it's gonna make me cry.
Your mom.
What, you thought it was all going to be armed robbers and heart attacks waiting to happen?
She's 12.
With a serious heart condition.
Yeah.
Who's next on the list?
Dean, you have to take her.
Says who?
Death.
I'm death.
You know
This is
what I
what
mean.
you agreed
Well, who
to.
tells him?
I don't know. It just is.
Well, I say the little girl lives.
Do you know what's amazing? You don't actually buy a word you're saying.
Yes, I do.
Oh, really? So all the times that you messed with life and death, they just worked out for you? It was just a beach party every time, huh?
She's got a
Well, I know
point.
this much. I'm death. She's 12. And she's not dying today.
That's not gonna end well, Dean. You made a deal. Please tell me that Bobby's got some sort of plan. That he knows what's up. So that if Sam even dares to go near him.
Hey, hun. Guess what? I'm leaving. No, surgery was canceled.
Maybe someone else will die.
We have more work here.
Because
Okay. See you soon.
it's going to be like a final destination sort of thing where someone else is going to die because she wasn't there doing the surgery. Maybe she gets into a car accident or something like that. Go, Bobby! You know what's up.
Night, boy, but it wasn't last night.
Damn.
Not good.
Not good at all. Should have put him in the panic room. No.
Don't say, here's Johnny.
I gotta do this, Bobby. I'm sorry. You shouldn't have cornered yourself.
I didn't.
Hey! Ayo! I love Bobby.
I have to do this, Bobby.
Says who?
God, I don't like this version of Sam at all. I'm hoping this death thing works out.
If Dean shoves that soul back in me, think how bad that could really be. I can't let it happen, Bobby. I mean, it's not like I want to kill you. You've been nothing but good to me.
But you don't care, do you?
What? Demon deal or something?
Spell. Look, Dean doesn't care about me. He just cares about his little brother, Sammy, burning in hell.
He does care about you, though.
He'll kill me to get that other guy back.
Look,
But you are that guy,
I
just
know how
without a soul,
scary
you know what I
it
mean?
is. But you know what's scarier? You right now. You're not in your right head, Sam.
Balls.
Dope. Keep the door.
Ain't nobody killing me in my house but me.
Keep it locked.
Wait.
What? What's going on?
Vitals?
I said car accident.
heart attack in the ambulance. We need Dr. Owens.
He just left. Call Owens. Tell him to turn around.
Watch the line.
And now the doctor's left as well, because obviously he's not there for the surgery.
Push 1 milligram of epi. Start a dopamine drip.
Right, that's...
You let the girl live. Nurse goes home early, gets in a crash she wouldn't have. And she
Yeah.
was the heart surgeon. Where is he?
You knew this would happen.
No, just knew that you knocked over a domino.
Come on, Jolene.
She's in cardiac arrest.
Exactly. With these whole stories about death, it's always
She's not on the list.
consequences of
Everything you do has
actions and whatnot.
consequences. Do you want to set off another chain reaction?
She's got nothing to do with this.
Well, too bad, Dean. You put on the ring.
But you
now
put her in that
keep it
position.
You were supposed to live for many decades, have kids, grandkids.
Don't tell her that. Just rub it in, why don't you?
Then why?
Because he screwed up.
You did this to me.
Come on, Jolene. It's time.
Hopefully this will teach him that if someone's got to die, just
Wait,
do it.
I'm sorry.
Too late.
I can take you to this one cafe. Show you where I met your mom.
You saw what happened to the nurse. Go and kill that girl, Dean.
Oh, so he's still got to kill the girl.
Chaos and sadness will follow her for the rest of her life. We tried it your way.
Now he's drunk driving because of what he did. Bobby, you're smarter than this.
What are you doing? Stop the car!
Don't take it off. Can't just keep putting it on and taking it off. That's not right.
It's over. You took the ring off. Anyway, I thought you wanted the girl to skate by.
No one really skates by. Do they?
I guess at least he stopped the guy killing people in like a big car wreck.
You should say your goodbyes, man.
Must have dozed off.
Oh god.
Hillary? Somebody!
1, 2, 3.
Nothing.
1,
Not getting a pulse.
2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3.
I'm sorry.
But what about my dad?
He'll be fine.
Really?
I have no idea.
I don't like it.
I can't just leave him. It's not fair.
I know.
Well, then why?
Because there's sort of a natural order to things.
Natural order is stupid.
I agree with you there.
I've been like a father to you, boy.
Yeah.
Somewhere inside you've got to know that.
That's just it. Sorry.
No, 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 no.
Sam, I'm back.
God for that. Oh, if looks could kill, eh? It's getting too far with Sam now.
Oh, by the way, I sucked at being you. They screwed up the whole natural order thing. Sure you knew about that too.
He made it right in the end.
So, if you could go back, would you simply kill the little girl? No fuss, no stomping your feet?
Knowing what I know now, yeah.
I'm surprised to hear that. Today, you got a hard look behind the curtain. Wrecking the natural order's not quite such fun when you have to mop up the mess, is it? You throw away your life because you've come to assume that it'll bounce right back into your lap. The human soul is not a rubber ball.
I think you knew that I wouldn't last a day.
I've no idea what you're talking about.
I lost.
They says otherwise.
But at least have the balls to admit that it was rigged from the jump.
Most people speak to me with more respect.
I didn't mean...
We're done here. It's been lovely. Now, I'm going to go to hell to get your brother's soul.
Yes, right, please, please just get this done.
Why would you do that for me?
You and your brother keep coming back. You're an affront to the balance of the universe, and you cause disruption on a global scale. I want you to keep digging, Dean.
So you're just gonna be cryptic, or...?
It's about the souls.
Balthazar.
You'll understand when you need to.
That's very suspicious.
Wait.
What does that mean?
With Sam, is this wall thing really gonna work?
Call it 75%.
Yeah, like the doctor said. Oh, the soul's very bright, isn't it?
I'm gonna put up a barrier inside your mind.
No, don't touch me.
It might feel a little itchy. Do me a favor.
Don't scratch it.
Don't scratch the wall.
It's gonna come down, I can tell you that for free.
Because trust me, you're not gonna like what happens.
I'd rather that than whatever you are now. You came for Bobby, so you're done.
You don't know. You don't know what'll happen to me.
I'm happy with that ending, I am. Okay, that was my reaction to Supernatural Season 6, Episode 11, Appointment in Samara, the mid-season finale, and as expected, it was a big episode. So we started off with Dean going to see this doctor, played by Robert Englund, my baby Freddy Krueger, love him, I've loved him ever since I was a kid, he's a great actor, and he went to see a doctor. It was really suspicious. We didn't really know what he was doing there. We know that he's a doctor with no license anymore, working like in the back of it was like a Chinese supermarket, restaurant type thing, and yeah, he was there to see him, to get a procedure done. And I was really nervous because we just had no clue as to what was happening here. And then when it was evident that this guy had no license and it was working illegally, and he only had a 75% success rate, it was obvious that something, not necessarily bad, but something very risky was going on. And then he killed Dean and was going to bring him back in 3 minutes, but that lasted longer than 3 minutes. And it was really cool very quickly to get Tess back. I don't majorly remember the character. I know she's been in it a couple of times, and every time it's kind of to do with like going into death or being dead for a little bit or whatever, she's usually involved to some degree because she's one of the Reapers. But it's weird because she's very different to most of the Reapers that we meet. Most of the Reapers that we meet are just men in suits with very grey faces and looking very similar. They're all different people, but they all look quite similar. Where she's very different, and she's wearing leather, and she's funny, and she's got an attitude. But it was nice to see her again. But then very quickly, Death came back, and oh my god, I said it last episode when Death showed up in, was it 2 Minutes to Midnight? The penultimate episode of the season. Death is so cool. The actor that plays him is amazing, and like I said last time, I've seen him in a couple of things, but this in particular is a great performance. Something about the way he talks, the way he enunciates things, his vocal patterns, his speech, the tone of his voice. I just find him really fascinating to listen to, whether he's being threatening or nice or just talking. His voice is like velvety smooth on my ears, and I just like his attitude because he's serious but can be quite funny, but always with quite a somber, like serious tone to his voice. And I think he just does really well. And I'm actually surprised that the character looks the way he does now, because when we got the rings from the last Horseman, I can't remember if it was Lucifer or somebody else mentioned the fact that their brothers, that the other Horsemen were now husks. So I just assumed from that term that meant that the Horsemen would be like withered away, not very powerful, not like themselves. And obviously Death hasn't been himself so much, but he still looks the same and is still semi-powerful to some degree. He can still transport himself where he needs to go, and he's still the boss of these Reapers. So whilst they still have the ring, it's not like he's died or become what I presumed he would have become. He's still fairly himself, which for my liking of this episode is a good thing, because he's so fun to watch. And I like the deal that he made, is that, right, okay, you got my ring, I know where the ring is, but you've still got it. Put my ring on for 24 hours, be me for 24 hours, and I'll get Sam's soul back. And then that's when he kind of came up with the idea that he can get the soul back. Yes, it'll be damaged, but I'll put it up behind a wall. Straight away, though, I presume anyone that watches this has gone, okay, so if he gets it back with a wall, at some point that wall's coming down. Let's be quite honest about it. That wall is coming down. It's probably going to be a long journey to it, because like I said at the end of the episode, which I'm jumping forward, that it's going to be itchy, don't scratch it. And that to me says that it's going to be a struggle all the way through, not to bring the wall down, don't look behind it, blah, blah, blah. And then either in the worst possible opportunity or a mid-season or a season finale, something like that, that wall's coming down. There's no way they would introduce that little caveat about having the soul back unless it was going to come into play at some point. I say that with a lot of shows. There's a whole Chekhov's gun thing, which if you don't know what that means, it's basically a rule that, like, if you show a gun on screen, it's going to be used. So for example, when someone's having a fight and they drop a weapon and they do a shot of that weapon falling under a chair or falling on the floor or going somewhere, it's because that's going to come into play at some point later on. And even though it's not visually, when they have things like, oh, we'll bring Sam's soul back, but there's going to be a wall that you can't go behind, they wouldn't mention that unless it's going to come into play, or else why would you have that there in the first place? So at some point that wall's coming down. It's going to be really bad for Sam. But anyway, back to the Dean stuff. So Dean became Death and had these really hard things to do. So he had to basically kill people when it was their time. We see that in a lot of media. For some reason, when he mentioned it, it reminded me of the Sabrina the Teenage Witch episode, where Zelda becomes the Grim Reaper, and she has to go and deliver bad news to people. And it was that kind of thing where people didn't want to accept it. Like, she had to give a guy, was it like a bill or something? I can't remember. There was a guy whose house kept knocking on the door of, and he's like, la la la, I don't want to hear it, I'm not listening. And it kind of gave me that vibe that he had to go and kill people when it was their time. Obviously it was going to start with someone that was quite easy. Someone was pointing a gun at a guy and a child in a supermarket, in a store, trying to rob them, threatening to kill them, threatening to kill the child. So when he ends up getting killed, it's going to be easy enough to go, you know what, yes, it's your time. That's morally easy. But I knew that whilst it would start easy, it would not end easy. And when they got to hospital, they had to kill the child. That was obviously going to be the emotional one that he's going to struggle with. I thought it might be that he's going to have to kill someone that he knows. someone that we know, maybe like Lisa or Ben. But it was a child with a heart condition in hospital with a dad, and he had to kill her, and he refused. And I get it. Like, I totally get it. You don't want to kill a child, and if you think there's another way, you're going to try and get about it. But I could tell you, and as I thought Dean would know at this point with the life that they've led, there's going to be consequences to not carrying out those actions, and they have a list of people to kill, a list of souls to get, or people to help move on, and you have to follow that list. And so the second that Dean didn't, alright, what's the consequence? What's going to happen now? And they had a very ominous shot, I thought it was ominous, so this woman, one of the nurses going, I don't have to do surgery anymore, I'm on my way home. Obviously that's showing us that she's going to get killed. She's going to be in some sort of accident. She's going to die because there's got to be consequences. And like Tess said, domino effect. Here's a list. These are all the people die. It's their time. It's fate, whatever. Obviously we still don't know. They comment on the fact, where does Death get his list from? It's just natural order of things, whatever. You're trying to jump that stage. Okay, consequences. I did mention the episode, kind of give me Final Destination vibes. It's not the same sort of thing, but it is very much like, Death's got a list, you die in this order, you all jump that list, well, he's still going to come for you. So it's very similar in the concept anyway, not just the crazy weird deaths and whatnot, but he saved the girl, so that the nurse who was going to be in surgery got to finish early, got to go home, and she got in a car accident and had to die. Sad, and not just that, but then her husband, who obviously was mortified over that, Dean saw coming out of a bar drunk, getting behind the wheel of a car. So he's probably going to end up dying and or killing other people. And so there's like a domino effect that he realised that, okay, I did one good thing by trying to save this girl, but then someone else died. The outcome of that is that someone else is going to die/kill other people. The outcome of that could be that someone traumatised from that death is going to kill someone else. You know, it's got a domino effect. And yes, even the girl dying might have a domino effect of the father goes and kills someone or gets into a bad accident or whatever because he's so upset. There's always going to be a domino effect. However, this is just the order they've got to do. And you realise that eventually it took the child's life, which was really sad. And it's like, how do you explain to that child why it's your time to die? It's just your time. That's awful. And I felt for Dean in that moment because it's got to be a really difficult thing to weigh on you, like that you have to do that to a child and be the one to tell them why. But ultimately, it was the right thing to do, and he should have done that from the start. And he realised that, and his realisation of his fuck up is what led Death to kind of go, you know what? You've realised something really important today. You've understood the weight of what you've done and what I have to do and all that kind of jazz. So I'll get Sam's soul back. Now, talking about Sam, the fact that he even considered coming for Bobby, it means I'm pissed with him. Now, I'm not pissed with Sam, but now his soul's back. I imagine I'm going to warm to Sam more again because the old Sam, before his soul disappeared, I was always a big fan of, I was a big supporter of. This Sam, I'm not. Visually, nah. Season 6, episode 3, perfection. And you know what? If having no soul keeps you in that shape, I approve. But he went to Balthazar to say, is there a way to stop the soul going back in my body permanently? There is a spell, but you need the blood of your father. But my father's dead, so it's not a literal father. So his father figure, Bobby. Straight away I knew he was going to go for Bobby. And I thought, because I don't know how long Bobby's in the show, I've seen various posters and pictures over the years of posters with Sam, Dean and Castiel, or I think Crowley and whatnot, and some characters that I don't recognise. So I know that, you know, some people are in it for a long time, right? I've never seen a picture of Bobby, so I don't know anything about his length of the show. And I was like, no, you can't kill a Bobby like that. But then I thought, A, it's a mid-season finale. They killed off Ellen and Joe last season. Now, they aren't as big a characters as Bobby is now. But you know what I mean. Bobby's not been in it much this season, so potentially. And not just that, but we did get an episode centered around the importance of Bobby, how great he is at his job, how much he helps the boys and helps other people. And I said it in an episode that I recorded recently. I don't know what order this is going to come out on YouTube, so it might not be out yet or whatnot, I'm not sure. But an episode that recently I recorded of the 100 had a very similar sort of thing, that there was a character in danger. I thought, well, they're not going to kill them. But then we saw more of their backstory. And straight away, I got very nervous that character is going to die. Because that happens in a lot of shows. As you're about to kill someone off, let's do an episode about them to say goodbye to them. And my heart was in my chest. Now, I thought Bobby was going to do what he did initially, which was he knew that Sam was going to come for him. And when they were playing that poker, there was so much tension in that room that he knew something was up. So when Sam went to go for him, Bobby got him first, hidden the door, pulled him in the trap door, got him trapped downstairs. Perfection. Now, Sam escaped, right? Now, Bobby was stupid enough to go downstairs. I would not have done that. Even if Sam was silent, I would not have done that. But I guess he needed to know that Sam was gone. But once he knew that Sam had escaped, do not chase him. He's going to lead you into a trap. Absolutely. So whatever you do, just go lock yourself away somewhere, if you can, that's secure, that Sam can't get to. I don't know if it is that, or what, I don't know. Or call for help. Can he not call for Castiel's help? Castiel might help him survive. We don't know. Or, I don't know, there's got to be some spell or something he can do. But instead he chased him around with a shotgun to try and stop him. And was it a shotgun? I think it was a shotgun. And it was obvious that Sam was going to get him. Now, luckily, in the nick of time, Dean came back because of all the death thing got resolved just in time to stop Sam. But that to me was like, he's crossed the line. I have no time for him now. For this version of Sam anyway, should I say, the Sam without a soul, he's dead to me because he went for Bobby. Now I get it, self-preservation. I totally understand why he did it for his own benefit. But it wasn't that long ago, that many episodes ago, I know because I edited it recently, where at the end Sam was talking about how, maybe I should get my soul back. Maybe I should be that person again because that person is better. And then it very quickly went on the other direction where he doesn't want it back, and to the point where he's going to do a spell to stop it going back in permanently by killing Bobby. No. I am pissed with him. But luckily, finally, 11 episodes later, the end of the season finale, mid-season finale, his soul's back. Death put his soul back in. Obviously, Sam didn't want it to happen, but it needed to. And that look that Dean gave him through the door, the hatch of the door, was very much, if looks could kill, you messed up, man. You went too far. We could work with you. We can allow you not to have a soul for a while you're helping us and whatnot. But you crossed that line. And I think Sam's going to feel a lot of guilt when his soul's probably back in, because Sam wouldn't do that. Our Sam wouldn't do that. The Sam with the soul wouldn't do that. And he's going to feel very guilty towards Bobby. But I hope Bobby and Dean understand that Sam with the soul isn't to blame for what happened. Whilst it is still Sam, he never would have done this in the past. So glad to see that his soul's back. Excited to see what comes of that. But I'm also intrigued to know how long it is before that wall comes down, because I can tell you for a fact, that wall's coming down at some point, I presume. I could be wrong, but it's just one of those things where they wouldn't have introduced it unless it was going to play a part in this season. But yeah, that was my reaction to the mid-season finale, Season 6 Supernatural. Excited to see what the second half of the season brings, with Sam's soul back. I presume Crowley come back at some point, because we still don't know what's going on with Purgatory. But also that little hint that Death left about, keep digging, Dean. This is why I'm going to help you. Keep digging. It's about souls, which means I'm going to guess it's about Balthazar, because he's been in it a couple of times now, and he wants souls for something. And yeah, I think the second half of the season is going to be very different. Hopefully a different direction a little bit. Hopefully less Samuel, because poo-poo, don't like him. But I'm excited to see where it goes. As always, my name is Scott. I'm excited to read your comments on this episode. Let me know what you thought of all the twists and the turns. Dean being Death, Dean taking the girl's life, Sam going for Bobby, because I hope you're all as pissed as I am about that. Because, nobody comes for my Bobby. Nobody. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Please take a look at the Patreon link down below if you want to watch a full reaction to this episode. It helps support the channel. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you all very soon for the next episode of Supernatural Season 6. Bye, guys. Take care. Stay safe.